Thank you, John. I'd like to invite the children and the youth forward for the children and youth time. We'll be doing this just a little different today because of our Lenten altar. We'll actually meet right up in this area. Kate, you have a cast on your arm. What happened? Broke it. Does it still hurt or is it getting better? It's getting better and healing. Well, today's story, our Bible story, is actually about healing. And I brought with me today my favorite plant. And I've had this plant in my office for the last 5 years, and I don't know the name of it. Somebody else probably does that is a gardener and knows plants. But I received this plant as a gift about 5 years ago from a family who lost a loved one unexpected. They had a loved one that passed away. And after the funeral, they gave me this plant. And I put it in my office, and I left on a youth trip, and I was gone for about a week. And I forgot to ask anybody to take care of my plant. And when I got back into the office, what do you think my plant looked like? It looked like it was dying. All of these branches were hanging low. You can see a few of these that are kind of dying on the bottom. The whole plant looked like that. And I thought, well, I just received it as a gift. I'd like to try to save it. And so I got some water. And I poured some water onto the plant. And I got some fertilizer, and I've got this fertilizer with me, and don't worry, this fertilizer is not manure. This is a different kind of fertilizer. And I put some fertilizer on the plant. And I did that every day, and I kept doing that for about a week. And guess what happened to this plant? It grew back. It healed, just like your arm is doing, Kate. And all of a sudden, it was blooming and beautiful. Now, I'll admit that in the last 5 years, that's probably happened 20 or 30 times, that I'll walk into my office and realize that I hadn't watered it, I hadn't fertilized it, and those branches look like they're going to die. And I put water on it, and I put fertilizer on it, and every time it's come back to life to look like this. In today's Bible story, Jesus tells this parable, this story about a plant. The plant is a fig tree. And the fig tree wasn't producing any fruit. It looked like my plant did when I didn't water it or fertilize it, where it looked like it was going to die. It wasn't producing any fruit. And the owner of the vineyard said, "Cut it down. It's no good." But the gardener said, "Let's tend it. Let's put water on it. Let's put fertilizer on it and see if we can save it. See if we can bring it back to life." This is what God does with us all the time. That when we're hurting or sad or suffering or dying or break our arm, that God nourishes us and fertilizes and waters us and brings us back to life. And did you know that we can also be the gardeners? That we can care for the other people in our life, that we can water them or we can fertilize them. We can do this by loving people, by caring about people, about expressing care and serving our neighbors. That's what today's Bible story is all about. Thank you for coming up. Kate, I hope your arm gets all healed up. The rest of the congregation, please rise as you are able for our gospel acclamation.